ActiveCampaign ABC. In this video, we're going to talk about always be closing. That's where the ABC comes from. And what it is make offers to people on your list all the time and automatically. And the goal is not to be doing a lot of work. It's along the lines of do the work once, reap the benefits forever. And in a way that's respectful of the people that are on your list. So in other words, you're making offers to people at the right time when they've expressed interest. So we're going to go into a lot of detail, a lot of nuances. So let's dive right in. So inside your ActiveCampaign account, there's going to be one automation. I'm going to call it the rotator. In other words, somebody gets put into there and they rotate through all of your offers over and over and over again. And then there'll be some other automations, side automations, that will actually make offers. And we'll need to have a number of tags so that we can identify people that have expressed interest or have actually purchased something or done something that we want. Good example is they buy a product. And if they do, it's appropriate to tag them as a customer of that product so you don't continue to make offers to them. Or alternatively, somebody schedules a call with you. You don't need to keep following up with them saying, hey, do you want to schedule a call? So we want to come up with a tagging methodology and tags that are appropriate. So I'm going to just start off and give you some ideas what I do, for instance, when somebody purchases a product of mine. And this is a little bit hypothetical. What I do is I have a tag or tags called customer-product. And actually, at this point, I do product name. Whatever the product name is goes right here. So I'm just going to call it product A. Now, for that same product, I have another one called customer-product A-active. And then a third one called, you got it, inactive. So whenever somebody buys something, they always get that first customer tag. That never goes away. And when they also purchase, they get this tag, the second one, the -active. Should they refund or cancel, they lose the active tag and they get the inactive. So a customer always has two tags associated with the product. So now I'm going to repeat this, let's say for as many products as I have. So those are my customer tags. There's 3 different customer tags per product. Customer always has two of those tags, not 3. So that's one set of tags. Another one is the infamous, and I do mean infamous, do not disturb. In other words, do not bother me, I'm busy. And I'll show you how I use that one, but basically it's a way to prevent you from emailing them something else while they're busy doing something. And when they're in a side automation that's making an offer, we do not want to disturb them with our regular broadcast emails. That's the purpose of that tag. Then finally, in this case, I want to have an interest tag for each product. So this will get us started. We've got a product A customer tag, customer product B. We've got a do not disturb, the most important tag of all time. And then we have an interest in each of those products. So next step is we're going to create the rotator automation. So I'm going to go in here to automations, and you want to put people into this automation as soon as they're added into your, and I'm going to start from scratch here. How you get them into this is up to you. I'm going to have I'm not even going to have an entry. There's no trigger. You could trigger off subscribes to a list or however you want to. Subscribes to a list is probably the easiest. A lot of times I like to put them through another automation first, but this is where we want to get people to eventually. I'm going to skip this for now so I can simply give it. So this is going to be the rotator, and we want to save that. And then another infamous thing, I always wait for 5 minutes whenever I put them into an automation. No super good reason. It's usually in case I make a mistake and I put people in and I'm like, oops, want to get them out real quick. I've got a way to do that. So I'll just make that active. There's no trigger. We sit here, we wait for 5 minutes. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to drop in here and do a check. Are they busy? In other words, do they have the do not disturb tag? And do they have one of the interest tags? So let me show you what I mean here. So I'm going to do an if check here, if else. So first check is we want to see if they do not have a tag. So that needs to be does not exist, and we're going to use the do not disturb tag as one criteria. I'm going to add another does not exist check. And I want to have it an and condition. And I'm going to go to contact details. No, I'm not. Where is that? Yes, I am. Tag. And again, does not exist. Here's a tip. Don't combine does not exist with exist. If you need to do something, make it a new segment. You're going to save yourself a lot of headache. So again, interest in product A. So that's the first leg. Now, what you're going to see is I'm going to create something over here on the yes leg, and I'm effectively going to reproduce it over here, but I'm going to use a different if condition. So I'm going to just build out the if conditions. I've got 3 products, so I'm going to have 3 if statements. So let's do the next one. And you know what? Can I just drag that down there? I might be able to. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to simply copy that. And this time I want to change this to product B. And hopefully no surprise, this will be a repeat right here down to here, and this time I am going to do interest in product C. And go ahead and add that there. So right now all we've done is get them in there, wait a few minutes, and then we have a number of checks. If they fail this, they go down and check this. If they fail that, they go down here and check. Okay, now it's time to build out all the yes legs of these conditions. So first thing we want to do here is we want to send an email to them to see if they're interested in product A. So I'm going to go ahead and send an email. And my naming structures, I always do E1 now, or E2 or E3, that represents email 1. And usually I would do the subject line, but I don't know what my subject line is going to be. So I'm going to say, are you interested in product A? There's no way I would ever write that, but I am going to put it there just for that. Now I want to create an email that basically says, are you interested? All right, I do not have a past campaign, but I am going to just swipe one right here and use this template. And again, I would never do that, or would I? And then I want to have a link go out to product A. I'm not worried about doing an action here. I'm going to do that inside the automation. So there's my email that I'm going to be sending to the person. Somehow I just want to say, are you interested in here? If you are, click this link. That's all I'm asking for. Of course, this should be a lot more fancy, maybe a picture, better description, all that good stuff. But for now, that's going to be the placeholder. I'll come back and make adjustments to it. But that's the first thing that happens if I go down the yes leg. I send an email and I say, are you interested in product A? Now, I want to put a wait step in here. And it's not for a specific amount of time, but it's until conditions are met. And what I want to do is based on an action. Have they clicked on a link? And I want a very specific campaign. I want that email, and it's going to be any link because it's the only link. Or I could call out this link. So in other words, I want to make sure that somebody's clicked a link, which means they're interested in what I'm saying and wants more information. And then I'm going to put a wait until up to, let's say, 3 days. And go ahead and save that. So there, we're sending an email, we're giving them a chance to click on a link for up to 3 days. And at that point, we do a check. Did they click on that link? So let's put another if statement in there. And again, we want an action, has clicked on a link, right there. and it's going to be any link. Click on Add. And now, if they have clicked on a link, we're going to send them off to another automation. But before we do that, we want to say that they are interested. So we want to do contacts, add a tag, and we know that they're interested in product A. We want to add another tag, the infamous do not disturb. And we use this, for instance, when we send out a regular campaign, we exclude people that have the do not disturb tag. In other words, don't bother them, don't send a regular campaign, while they're in an automation. And then next step is to actually put them into another automation. Well, guess what? I haven't created that automation yet. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to back out of here and we'll create a few automations. And I'm going to call it interest product A. And if you noticed, I'm using the exact same name as a tag. I know that might seem a little crazy, but it makes it easy to keep track of what's going on. And here we go, the infamous 5-minute wait. Make it active, and for now I'm going to save it. But really what this is going to be is a sequence of emails spaced out over a day, per day, one per day for up to however many days. And then I'm actually going to put a goal at the very end. So I'm going to say a goal. It's going to be called customer. And again, it looks a lot like my tags and automations. And then we want to have a goal here, which is, so in other words, if they've been a customer, are a customer, we're going to pull them out of here. It doesn't make sense, in my opinion, to send them messaging if they're already or have been a customer. No need to change any of this. No need to do this. We're just going to click on save and let it continue anyway. So for instance, if we have 5 emails in here, halfway through they become a customer, we automatically pull them out so that they don't continue to get emails from us making an offer. And then we want to end this automation. So I'm going to go ahead, that's active. Then I'm going to repeat this for product B, product C, etc. Now we have side automations for each product that we have to offer. Now the more products you have, the more side automations you're going to want to create. Each of them have a number of emails spread out over time, making an offer. If a person becomes a customer, ideally they get tagged as a customer. I'm not showing how to do that. My assumption is your shopping cart can connect and you can add a tag. And that would automatically pull them out of that automation so they don't get the continuing message. Now we want to go back to the rotator automation. And again, notice contact does not have the do not disturb and does not, and this should be, whoops, and does not exist. So hopefully you caught that. And let me guess, I just copied it. So I carried that mistake forward. So they come down here, we send out an email saying, are you even interested in this product? We wait for up to 3 days, but as soon as they click, we put them into here, we put them down here, we add the interest tag for that product, we apply a do not disturb, and now we put them into that automation. So what we want to do is start another automation, and guess what? It's right there, interest product A. And we want to have another wait step here. So I'm going to do until specific conditions are met. And this will be under actions. And then we want not currently in automation. And we want, in this case, interest product A. Now, you want to limit it to a certain amount of time. And You could just say no time limit because they're eventually going to get out. And that's probably a better way to do it because this may vary and you may change it over time. So in other words, you might start with 3 emails and say, well, wait for 4 days. But what if you add in 5, 6, 7 emails and forget to come back here? That would automatically pass them through. So I'm going to leave it at no time limit, but you definitely want to wait until they've completed that. Okay, and then the next step is to wait for a certain amount of time. How much time do you want to pass between making an offer till you make the next offer? Now, if you've only got like 2 products, I think you're going to want to spread it out kind of a bit because ideally we're going to come back and make the same offer to this person if they didn't buy it the first time. And it would look maybe a little silly if there's only like a week difference between coming back here. So I've got 3 products. I'm going to say 14 days apart. And you know, not everyone sees all the emails. So I'm just going to say wait for 14 days. And one thing I should note, we want to actually, I forgot to add this right here. I want to add the remove the do not disturb tag. So I need to go back here, remove. So in other words, they are now available to go into your daily routine, your daily campaigns, if you're sending out. Whoops, yep, that's right, there we go. So while they're in this automation, we're not disturbing. We wait until they finish this to continue on. And once they do, we put them into a 14-day holding pattern, if you will. And then we need to finish off the no link. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to drag it so they come right down to here, just to the do not disturb tag. And actually, you know what? I'm not going to. I'm going to go just past that and put them in the 14-day wait. That's where I need to go. So it's a go-to step. And I need to drag this down to here. And then they just wait. So in other words, if somebody's been through here, we don't want to pass them through there again. And you know what? I need to put one more check in here. So right here, we need to add in another condition. Right up here, we need to add in one more condition. We want to make sure they're not a customer. And tag does not exist. And customer product A, perfect. So now we actually need to update all the other ones. Same thing. Okay, so they don't have the do not disturb tag, they don't have the interest tag, and they don't have this product tag. So go ahead and click that. So now it's a matter of repeating what we've done here over on the next leg for the B. So easy enough, in my opinion, to simply drag this over here, copy it, keep people at the same location if that's, and then I want to change this. I actually want to put in a new email. And again, I'm going to copy paste. Again, I'm going based on link click. You alternatively could use email open, though I don't think that's, in my opinion, as reliable. And I actually want to change that to product B. And then this is a straight copy over, no modification whatsoever. Okay, one thing I forgot to do was carry this. From here, we're going to jump over to the next condition right here. So we want to take this, and this is going to be a little bit hard to see, but I think I'm going to actually mash the screen up a little bit so I can see it myself. So what I want to do is take this person right here, and I'm going to go ahead and do another go-to statement. I'm going to drag that green arrow way up to here. Carefully place it right there. So once they're done with this A leg, they come over to the B leg, and then they go down here if they don't have the interest tag. And let me back out so we can read this. And I'm going to do another go-to right here. And this will go down to the 14-day wait. And then this goes to the C leg. So can you see how we're just chaining this whole thing together? I'm taking a wild guess that I'm going to end up right there. So I've got the A, B, C legs here, and I'm building this out so that people rotate from one to the other. Now, I'm going to go ahead and build out this leg here, this yes leg for the C. Okay, I'm going to make a course change here. And this is what happens a lot of times when you decide, oh, this is not exactly what I want here. Watch this. I'm getting rid of this tag. I'm actually going to let the link click add a tag. And the reason I want to do that is because I want people to be able to come back in here again. So what we're going to do is watch this. Say goodbye to this one. And instead of a link click, we're going to see if that tag is applied. So there we go. We're going to go to contact details, exists. And this is interest in A. And then I need to go back into the email, edit it, and make sure that the product A link click is triggered, or triggers or adds a tag, if you will. So now I'm going to add an action. So I wish I would have thought about this earlier, but I just want to make sure that people can come back without triggering rules that were based on previous behavior. So what I've done is I've taken this email, modified it so that when somebody clicks the link, they're tagged as interested. Then we have a check. Do they have that tag? If they do, then go down this path. Otherwise, go down that path. And so I need to do that for the other legs, if you will. Okay, so a lot of copy modifying and then actually making some changes to things that I didn't do properly or didn't do it the way I really thought through. So now I just need to finish this guy off, drag him down. And now we kind of have to finish off and decide what we're going to do here. Okay, at this point, we are at the end of making all the offers that you have available. Now, if you have more products over time, you simply want to add more conditional checks at the last no. But you got to draw the line somewhere. And what I'm going to do now is say I've got 3 products. And if somebody has been offered or shown these 3 times, and let's say they become a customer, great. We're not going to follow up with that product again. If they've been through this once and they expressed interest in A but not B or C, and they're not customers of any, I want to send them back. And if I send them back, they will see product B and product C offers, at least that first email, because they haven't said they're interested in it yet. So the automation is smart enough to know what they've taken advantage of, and not make the offer. So I got two things. I want to do an if check here. I want to know if they have expressed interest in all of the offers, and if they have, we're going to reset the timer, if you will. We're going to get rid of all the interest tags and put them back at the top so that they get exposed to it again, as long as they're not a customer. That was another condition. So here's what I mean. So for both of these, for right here, when you're at the final no of the last if, you want to do one more if condition. And what you want to do is check if they have all of those tags. And again, if you have a lot of products, this can be a lot. So we're not worried about customer because we've got other rules in place that take that into account, but we are interested in interest tag. If they have all of the tags, so that's an and condition. So when they've been through there and they've basically said, hey, I'm interested in all of them, we want to do a reset. Now at this point, you could exit the automation and be done. However, my opinion is hopefully you're spreading this out over enough time that, you know what, maybe it was 3 months ago that they saw this offer. Maybe now they're interested. So my recommendation is simply to remove all the interest tags. And then send them back to the top. And just to make it a little more easy to follow, I'm going to put a little 5-minute wait in here. And really the only reason I'm doing that is so that I can connect these two. Drag it down to there. Because we only want to remove all these interest tags when they have them all. We don't want to basically send them back to something they've expressed interest while they haven't expressed interest in another thing. Now, we want to do a go-to that takes them back to the very top. So I'm going to make this a little bit easier for me to see, a lot harder for you to see, but I'll show you the end result. And this can be a teeny bit tricky to drag this all the way up to the top. Let's find the very, very, very top, the infamous 5-minute wait, and they're looping back in. So it definitely looks like it's pretty darn busy, and it is, but there is a lot of repetition in here in what happens. So we have 3 legs, and if I'm going to go back out and show you the big view again. So to remind you, when somebody gets added to your list, into your ActiveCampaign account, we're going to put them into this rotator automation. First thing we check is, are they busy? Do they have the do not disturb tag? If they don't have the do not disturb and they don't have the interest in that product and they don't have the customer tag for that product, go down that path. Send them an email asking, are you interested in this particular product? Wait for a few days until they've clicked a link, or actually until they have a tag that says they're interested in that, for up to 3 days. If in 3 days they don't do anything, just pass along. They'll have a chance. They'll come back later. If they are interested, if they do click the tag, send them down this path. Don't disturb them. In other words, apply a tag called do not disturb that you use to segment off people when you're sending regular broadcast campaigns. So that way they stay separate. Put them into another interest automation, send them a number of emails over time. If they become a customer, pull them out of that automation so that they don't continue to get messages. You stay at this point until they're done with this previous automation, and then you do a tag cleanup. You get rid of the do not disturb. They're back in the market, if you will, for regular emails. Wait for a fixed amount of time. I've only got 3 products in this case. I'm going to space them out every 14 days. I'd say at least 7 days. And then once 7 days or 14 days is expired, go to the next condition and check. Now, if they've been down this path before, they may have already had the interest tag applied, and then they would simply skip to the next one. But basically, these all repeat. They're slight variations. You want to write emails that are appropriate, not my crappy writing that I did. And then when you get here, when they made a pass through here, we check, do they have all the interest tags? If they do, let's get rid of them, put them back to the top. Otherwise, simply put them back to the top. But if they don't have all the tags, we go to the specific one without putting a wait step in there. so that they get offered products that they may or may not be interested in. So that's ActiveCampaign ABC. If you like this, you know what to do. Click something that says like, sign up, subscribe, share, whatever. If you have questions, go ahead and leave that in the comment section.